Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very important upgrade to your arsenal, which is namely getting a hold of a mount so you can go a lot faster. And mounts take many forms. You can have a ground mount like I've got here, or you can have a flying mount like this bad boy here, or you can have a mount that hangs out in the ocean as well, but those ones actually require you to have caught a pal for the ocean, or like an aquatic based pal. Not all of them can be ridden, but one of them is actually this wolf. So to start out with, there's not really an obvious way to unlock saddles for certain things. Like there's a lot of these question marks in your technology tab. But once you say want to go get one of these Direhowls, which has been roaming around here, like this one over here, once you go ahead and fight one and defeat it or catch it, I'm going to go ahead and just catch this one. Once you go ahead and catch the pal in question that you're looking for, and it's not always obvious which ones you can ride, you can go inside of your technology tab. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning because Direhowl is a relatively early game pal. Once you've caught certain pals, just like when you want to unlock research for certain machines, you can only unlock the research once you've either built the previous machine or unlocked the new material from the new zone. Then it'll show up in one of these formally grayed out question mark squares that you can now research how to build a saddle harness for, say, a Direhowl. You can just click on that to learn it, and now we can go back to base and learn how to build it pretty much anytime that we want. So once we get back to base and we've unlocked our saddle, we're going to need to find our PAL equipment workbench in order to build this bad boy. And this is where you build every kind of thing from like a saddle to other equipment that allows pals to use weapons, or for you to use a pal as a weapon. And we're going to build the Direhowl saddle today, so I'm just going to hit start production. And then this will take a moment to build, but once it does, we'll be able to grab any Direhowl that we want and ride it any time that we want. So now I've built the Direhowl saddle harness, and you might notice, Larry, I don't see that darn saddle in my inventory anywhere, and I don't have my Direhowl out yet, so how could it have gotten away from me like that? Did one of my pals take it? And the simple answer is no. This is what's known as a key item. So you might notice up here at the top of your inventory, there's two tabs. There's inventory, and then there's key items. Collectible items, or items that otherwise wouldn't have any interactable purpose, end up inside your key items inventory. And these are things like all of your different saddles. I've got one for Nightwing, I've got one for my purple deer, and I've got one for Direhowl. And all of your important like passive buff items show up inside of the key items tab. So if you're missing something, check to see if it's a key item, or if it was labeled a key item before you built it, those will show up here. So now I can grab any old direwolf that I want, like the one that I literally just caught. I can go into my pal box and I can grab literally any of them. And then I can swap it for my deer, and then I can bring him out and hit F to ride, and he'll just function like a horsey. Now, different animals have different perks to using them as a mount, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about the different peculiarities between different mounts. Some mounts like this, they don't have as much stamina, or they don't have as good an attack, or they don't have a double jump. Every creature has a different sort of bonus to them. Like this one would be a close range attacker kind of pal, where you can hunt, you can chase things down and then bite them in the booty. If I get off of this pal and I go swap back for my purple deer, the fun thing and the reason why I like the deer above other mounts is because while riding him, you can go into what I call warp speed. He also has a bit of a double jump. But you can also use your sprint and use his attack, his charge attack, and then you can suddenly enter warp speed, and that lets you go across the terrain super duper fast until you get access to mid-game to late mounts in like the level 50s area when you go to the desert. There's also some interesting things that are good to know in general. Like, for example, while I'm fighting on top of my deer, it's like I'm using my own gun. So I've got an item called the Ring of Mercy, which makes it so I can't accidentally kill any pals. So even though I'm stupidly high level compared to this Cativa, I won't kill him. I'll only bring him down to 1 health. Same thing with this one over here. I'll pop him, and now he'll be fine, and he'll be angry, but he'll still be fine. But my pal is not under the same restriction. He can still attack things and KO them. However, if I'm riding him, it counts as if he too is wearing the Ring of Mercy. So now you see, there's this land ball, and I can use the power bomb to summon a big rock and yeet at land ball, or a power bomb, the case may be. Land ball is still alive, is not dead, but if I get off of the deer, the first attack that he does is going to end up being a deadly one. So you can actually, oh, that one lived for some reason, but you can kind of see there is some utility from fighting from pal back that you don't normally get. Similarly, you can get out ones like the flying mount. Now, flying mounts are not as overpowered as when they were first available in the game. Now, if you fly up in the air, the earlier mounts really suffer from a lack of good stamina. So the further you travel while in the air, the more likely you are to fall to your death, or at least end up somewhere you don't want to be. However, things like water don't count as water. They count as a solid surface to hover above, and you'll notice that my stamina is not getting drained as if I was going around walking or running. You can similarly do this with a swimming pal, although the swimming pal's limitation is that they have to stay in the water in order to function as a mount for riding. Now, both the swimming pals and the flying pals both have some fun perks, including the fact that you can fish off the back of them. So right now, I don't really want to have to, swim in the middle of the ocean because then I can't use my tools. But if I'm on the back of a water pal or a flying pal, I can use my fishing rod to fish up these fish. So you have a lot of versatility, and there's a lot of different reasons to use one versus the other. Although in general, higher level swimming and higher level flying mounts are going to be better because they're going to have a lot better stamina usage, and they're going to be able to function as a better, faster mount than some of the, early land-based mounts. They kind of hold their own for a much longer period of time. They can continue to be a really fast ground mount up until you get a supremely overpowered replacement. So that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you acquire yourself a mount inside of Palworld, how you use them, and all that stuff. I hope you found this helpful. And if you're ever looking online and you see that there's like an option for a pal to be ridden, but you don't see the option to see their saddle for unlock, it's probably because you haven't either defeated them yet or you haven't captured them yet. Most likely, it's the you haven't captured them yet. That's the prerequisite that you need in order to unlock their saddle. Like the case of Direhowl, who I just defeated about 5 minutes before making this tutorial. So that'll be it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.